Hey boys and girls, I got another one for you today. Today we are on the Conqueror, featuring all the tier 9 heavy tanks. And to make it fair, putting 75% crews in all of them, playing 3 games. I'll have totals at the end. We'll see which tanks do the best. Maybe we'll even have a playoff, like the top 3 tanks play against each other in like a 5 game. Is kind of what I'm thinking. Anyways, enough of that. Go watch the M103 video. I didn't really talk too much about the M103. I talked more about like my plan on what I'm going to do in these videos. So as I go forward, I'm going to try to talk about the tanks a little bit more along with the battles. So in the Conqueror, this thing is a hull down beast. It's one of the strongest tier 9 heavy tanks, I think. I know it's a fan favorite. If you get dug in and you get hull down in this thing, you can tear stuff up. Alright, so this is generally what I do across the A line. If you're going to get spotted over there, I did have my turret turn just in case I could throw a snapshot over there, hopefully hit something. And then I stop at the bottom of that hill because Artie's generally going to chuck a shell at you. But you don't want to wait there too long because you need to get to C2. If you can get to C2, especially in a hull down tank with gun depression, it's an awesome spot. And a lot of people like to go into like A2, which I think is a good spot from what I've seen. However, every time I have been there, I'm like already target number 1, so I'm not a big fan. So you risk getting in position right here, but you'll see how dominant it actually is. So they have an M103 that took an aggressive location. And sorry, little M103, but your turret is garbage. Third shot, third pen. He's wiggling his gun. That's so cute. Cover your top cap, M103. Doesn't work. I'll just shoot around your gun. Now turn your head. That helps too. Alright, so with 4 shots, we've pretty much taken out their M103. And if he pokes out again, we'll be able to shut him down. And actually our 257 on the hill behind us takes him out. Missed a shot into that Conqueror's lower plate. Now we're going to move up, and you want to keep it tight against the mountain here. And this isn't the best hull down spot for the Conqueror. It's a little awkward, but we're going to manage, figure out what we need to do to stay hull down. Really get defensive. Once you start trying to be off, like play offensively, that's what happens. You get tracked. I mean, you can see that their Conquerors are doing the same thing, so we'll compare damage mine compared to theirs. They're kind of playing more offensively than I will be. Type 4 heavy, overexposed, just an AP round right through the shoulder plate. If it's flat, then you're going to go through it there. That guy pushes up too far, we're able to get a shell into his side. Teammates ask me to fall back. I don't really want to. I'm not in dire need to fall back. Beautiful shot on the motion. We get lucky, light him on fire. And now the Type 4 is angry, so he's gonna push up here. Sorry dude, your armor's fake. A lot of tier 9 heavy action going on here, so motion drives straight at me. I'm able to just put one right into the lower plate. And now he makes for an awkward shot here. Bounce his shell off my turret. And I'm just going to go for the flattest spot on his cheek. And we're able to put that through with another AP round. And this Conqueror is trying to look for a shot on me. The motion is going to make it awkward for me to be able to maneuver here. However, the Type 4 heavy is just sitting there, so I'm able to get another shot into his shoulder plate. And then we shut him down. Now the reason you can't be like offensive in this tank is just because the hull is garbage. The turret is so strong, but the hull is absolutely garbage. That's why I really I'm not like a huge fan of the Conqueror. You know, obviously, when you can get into these dug-in games, it's fun. However, when you can't, you kind of just stuck there waiting for people. I mean, you can push forward, but you're getting penned reliably. Whereas other tier 9 heavies, you have some formidable armor to push forward. And when I'm in my heavy tank, I generally like to be pushing out flanks. So Conqueror is not totally, not totally. I should just say not my playstyle. Absolutely love the gun, the turret. When I get in this position with the Conqueror, there's probably no better tank, and it is really fun. However, obviously with the maps, it doesn't always turn out. So you notice I GG'd. I got tracked, and I thought that Conqueror was just going to keep me perma-tracked since I have a 75% crew. I already used my repair kit. I didn't think that I was going to get my track back on. But then he allowed me to get my track back on, and now I'm having trouble seeing through these bushes. And now I give another GG because I'm ammo racked, I'm tracked. Probably not going to get my track back on, and of course I don't. But if you've been keeping track or paying attention, I just threw down 7,200 damage, blocking 3,400 damage in a 75% crew tier 9 heavy tank. Now if that doesn't say beast mode, then I don't know what does. So Conquer, amazing machine. And does that set the tone for the rest of the games? We'll find out. It's gonna be pretty tough for the other tanks to beat this showing, but that's why we play 3 games, which I contemplated. Is that enough games? Maybe 5 games would be better to show off like an average, but we're gonna stick with the 3 because that's what we went with in the M103. Ace tanker right off the bat, only 100 assisted, which is fine. 2 kills. Top dog. Look at the rest of our team. Our other Conqueror did 2,700 damage. If you want, you can go back and pause it. I said I was going to look at their Conquerors, but I had to cut that out in the editing, so I think there's a split second where you might be able to see it. I know the Conqueror I was fighting that ended up killing me was the top dog on their team. Now we got Sand River, and this one should be pretty good too. There's lots of hold down spots, and I like to usually go on the K line, but with a 75% crew, it's going to be too hard in a heavy tank. I don't have the concealment, so I'm trying to say fall back here, but my comms are all messed up. So I'm gonna head to the middle, and I'm not a huge fan of the middle, especially if you just give up the south, because there's going to be a lot of tanks lined up on the dunes in the back. As long as I don't push out past this point, we'll be good. But I can't help myself. Coming off a 7,000 damage game, I want to get in battle. I want to go. My whole team proceeds up into the mountains because why not go to a position where you're out of the game for the first 25% of it? I don't understand. Don't get me wrong, this game can be won that way, but it just generally isn't in my opinion. Alright, so this FB215B wants to park behind me. I'm just gonna throw a shell at the machine's turret. Tracked by the Wizard 1-4, we start backing up, and their ship barn takes us out. So, as strong as it can be, it also can be very vulnerable. One glaring weakness is the hull, and even like Artie, that tank. When I'm playing Artie, I look for Conquerors because they're so gigantic and their hull is so trash that you can reliably pen if you can land on pretty much anywhere because the top of their turret is not the greatest. So you're just gonna get a full pen, and the tank is humongous. So if you like getting shot by Artie, the Conqueror probably is a good tank to jump into. I imagine I'm not even that great of an Artie player, but I do know that the Conquerors are easy pens. Now, I try to ping the map because I still want to win, right? That's going to get me more XP, even though I pretty much wasted my tank. Now, if my team would look at the mini map, if they have it up, or maybe they have the compass style, they would see that we're getting pushed through onto the base, and obviously poor map awareness. Nobody turns around. I should say nobody. The scouts kind of working that way. The medium and the tank destroyer and D7 are working that way, but it's not a priority for the heavy tanks. Like, they've sat in the mountains sniping, and now they don't see anything, so now they want to proceed over to the red circle. We're only down by 2, so I feel like this is winnable. Hoping that the Reds don't cap. If the Reds put somebody on cap, we're going to be out of position because we took too long to head back to the base. The guys in D7, there's no way that they're going to be able to cover cap. And now the Reds put a guy on cap. So the team has a minute 40 to get down there. Now these guys have made a push into the valley, which, you know, good for them. They push out their flank. I feel like they could have done a little faster. Now they're going to start to push up onto the enemy base. However, the enemy base can be covered by so many angles from the south. So if you give up the south on this map and you spawn in the eastern spawn, give up the south, then you're just letting them cover their own base. I mean, it's that easy. You're gonna see how our team struggles to get onto their base. They put a second person on, and we only got 10 seconds anyways. Nobody really cares. So it's pretty much game over, unfortunately, for the Conqueror. As good as a game can have, it can also have some bad ones. Let's look at the stats. Damage so far 7707, assists 158, blocked 4000, and XP earned is 2052. So that's a huge setback. And now we're on Dragon Ridge, standard battle. We're big dogs in this map, got a couple 7s. So this should get us back on track. Will it be enough to surpass the M103 games? The M103 is just consistent, right? And then it's also like a medium tank. And to me, medium tanks need good drivers more than any other tank type in the game. Now, you could argue scout tanks need good drivers, but to be a good scout tank, like vision and camo are important in my opinion. The rest of it's just kind of additional stuff. Heavy tanks, I mean, to me, it repairs mobility and gun handling, because you're in the fight, you have to be able to keep your armor forward, and you have to be able to land your shots. So anything else on top of that is bonus. Medium is, I mean, depends on your play style, but if you want to be a well-rounded medium player, you need a driver that's good at everything. So you need your mobility, You need your gun handling, you need your vision, you need your camo. You just need everything to really just round out your tank. So Dragon Ridge, I love this position. You have the fight to the left here. You can fight the top of the hill and if they come around the corner. Now, this is actually generally a dangerous position if they have tank destroyers in the back. We go for a shot in the E-75's cheek. We're unable to pen that. I don't know if I got a low pen roll or if it just wasn't flat. Gets a shot into my lower plate. And this gun sure does make up for the crappy hull, doesn't it? Even though he like auto lock pens me, I am able to just put the shell right into his top cap. So then once you start getting skills on your Conqueror, the gun handling tightens up the whole way. The mutant comes up for a shot. I think he just wanted to get back to the garage, so I'll help him get back to the garage. Get a shot into his shoulder plate. Put him down. Come on their corner for the E-75. Once again, he just auto locks. And we are a humongous target. I could have taken my time a little bit more there. I just didn't know if he was going to be looking, so I got lazy. And I'm going to back up, try to use this ridge line. I've given up a lot of hit points. If I want to try to maximize my output to make up for that crappy second game, I got to have a good game here. So, Yank Tiger pulls out, get a shot into him. He breaks my gun, which is really annoying. Let's see if we can thread this one in. And that one looks like it hit the droid. I don't know. Maybe it missed it. Must have missed it. Or if it hit the side, I guess it might bounce off there. As we zoom out, Scout comes flying by. And that one misses the droid, but gets through the side of the Gornich. And now I'm trying to think, do I want to push up or do I want to stay back? And I'm thinking, you know what, let's just push up. As much as you want to stay alive for potential XP and damage, you also need to be in the fight to be able to get it as well. So we're going to push up. Our T-30 kills the Gornich, and I'm looking for a shot on the charioteer. And I hit the dip right as he pulls out. See if we can sneak one in. No. Broken gun, we hit the mountain. Hoping to get a reload before the T-30. Unfortunately, we don't get that in. Now this has become a semi-decently close game, 11-7. I feel like the Reds could still pull this off. However, they have one in the north. So they're split up. If they were all together, like one guy spotting for the other three, they could maybe pull this off. If they were in the G2, J4 quadrants, definitely have seen some magical stuff happen down there. I don't recommend it. I think it's absolutely stupid to sit and wait down there the whole game, but a lot of people like to do it, and I've definitely lost games because of it. So we're going to push down here, and right now I just want to close the distance. If I can get the medium spotted, my T-30 should be able to get punished for it. And he gets a lucky shot, lights me on fire. But once again, that's a gigantic haul on a heavy tank. So I wasn't even angled that much, but I was angled enough for him to get a shot into my engine deck and light me on fire. Their bad shack commits suicide. And now there's just two of them. So decent game, 3,000 damage. I mean, I'll take that all day with a 75% crew. don't feel like I traded that well, but once again, that's the Conqueror, right? If you're pushing with the Conqueror, you're trading hit points. Whereas if you get a good dug-in location and you can just sit there and farm, I mean, you're no longer trading, you were just farming. And that's why people like the Conqueror so much. But if you're an aggressive player that likes to push forward, honestly, the Conqueror probably isn't for you. Let's follow my T30 buddy that helped me push out the flank. So far, kill some time here. M103, more like a heavium or a heavy medium. And when you have a great crew for it, that thing shines. It's one of my favorites. Conqueror, just, I mean, you've seen what it can do with a 75% crew. It doesn't need a good crew. It just needs a good position and really to shine. So um, different play styles. The M103 definitely needs to be twitchy to really maximize its armor, and is probably more of like a support flanking heavy, where the Conqueror is frontline as long as you can be hull down. And both are good tanks. I kept both of them after I got done with them. Both were kept in my garage. The M103 took me. It was one of the last lines that I went down just because I could defeat them on the battlefield so easily. So I thought they were garbage until I got mine, and I fell in love. All right, so let's look at the total stats. Crush M103 in damage, 10,000. Assist, 158. I mean, that's almost on par. So it's cut in half, but there wasn't a lot. The block damage, much more significant than the M103. This turret can just get it done compared to the M103s, which is actually kind of a weak point. And then the assist, we actually fall a little behind the M103. That's all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.